Alright guys, so if you're in debt and serious about becoming debt free, then a budget is not only a good idea, it's a necessity. Hello everybody, my name is Ken. Welcome to my channel, Financial Fitness, where I will be a personal finance coach to help you navigate through the ins and outs of everything money. So if you were ever serious about losing weight like I was, you will know that counting calories is necessary for anyone who is serious and have a weight loss goal. Likewise, a monthly budget is an absolute necessity for anybody who is serious about getting out of debt. So where should you begin? With a little research, you can find and download various apps to keep track of your income and spending, and those apps will be doing a lot of work for you. Technology has made budgeting very easy and much more manageable than before the evolution of smartphones. So today, instead of telling you to download a budget app and figure things out yourself, we will be creating a scenario that should apply to a majority of Americans. And after this video, you can go download a budgeting app and create your own budget that will apply to your situation. Okay, so before anything else, first, you need to know the net amount you make per month. That is the money you take home after all the taxes, all the insurance, and everything else that's taken out from your paycheck. That figure is pretty easy to figure out for most people. If you get paid once a month, then that's the money you take home. If you get paid every 2 weeks, then times that by 2. If you get paid weekly, then just times that by 4. Simple and easy. However, if you get paid based on a commission or your income fluctuates greatly month to month, then it might be a little difficult to figure out what your monthly income is. Instead of making it too difficult, we're just going to take a look at your lowest income month and your average monthly income. With those two numbers, you will have a good idea of what a typical month looks like and what the worst possibility will look like. For today's video, we will be pretending to be John, and John have a monthly income of $3,000. So after you figured out your net income, what's the next step? Next, you need to figure out your fixed spending. So a fixed spending is something that you know will occur, and it's a cost that won't change from month to month. For a majority of people, your rent or mortgage, a car loan payment, those two are your biggest fixed spendings. There are also things like house or car insurance, internet, cable bills, phone bills. Those are also common fixed spendings that most people have. In your example, John have an $850 rent, $350 for a car mortgage, $200 for everything else, and he have a monthly fixed spending of $1,400. Next, we have spending that fluctuates month to month, but also spendings that are relatively stable and you should expect. Water bills, garbage bills, gas, electric bills. Those are bills that occur monthly for most people, and they do differ month to month, but only slightly. For example, if you live in Texas, your electric bill will spike during the summer month. However, it's pretty easy to average the cost out, and it's not hard to make simple adjustments to allocate more budget during specific months that you know the bill is going to be higher. For example, the summers of Texas. For John, we're going to budget $200 a month for those spendings, and now $1,600 out of the $3,000 he makes per month is gone. So at this point of your budget, you have gotten most of your fixed bills out of the way. Things that will occur every month, things that you know you have to pay. And if you look at those numbers and they are close to what you make per month, then there is going to be a major issue, because at this point, there are still a lot of spending you need to do. So when you're doing your own budget and that cost is already close, then you need to figure out the issue. There are two possible outcomes as to why your spending is already close to what you make. First, you have an income problem, and to fix that, you need to make more money. The other reason is because you're living way above your income level and needs to downgrade. For example, if you're living in a $700,000 house, then you need to downgrade to a $350,000 house. Okay, so next, let's talk about food. Depending on the size of the family, the city you live in, your eating habit, this cost will vary greatly from person to person. The only advices I can offer is to read those weekly ads for deals, buy in bulk at Costco or Sam's Club, try your best to not eat out and cook as often as you can, and stay away from those Starbucks and boba tea shops. Okay, so in your example, since John is single, he decided to budget $20 a day for food, and that will come out to be $600 a month for food. Okay, with all that said, depending on how serious one is about cutting down food costs, you know you can spend way less than $600 a month on food bill, especially as a single person. New shoes, clothes, school supplies are a necessity for a family with growing kids. While they aren't necessary every month, if you do have kids, then you should budget a certain amount for those spending monthly. It doesn't have to be much, but just by adding it to your total cost, it will allow you to have that spending in your mind. And if your son suddenly woke up one day with shoes 2 sizes too small, you don't have to take away money from your food budget just so he can go to school with shoes on. And for John, he will budget $100 a month for that pair of new shoes once in a while and maybe a new jacket. Next, John needs to budget for other expenses. Things like household products, haircuts, maybe a new game, a night out to the ball game, or maybe a movie. While you do need to keep a tight budget if you want to become debt-free, doing things you enjoy is also a must so you don't fall off the track. Just like one on a diet, it is still important to eat food you actually enjoy, but in a controlled manner and in less quantity. It's important to still do things you like going out or go to a ball game and have fun. But the biggest difference from now and before is that the fun you're having need to be within your budget. And for John, he will budget $200 a month for a night out and maybe some new games or a movie now and then. With a proper budgeting plan and a desire to become debt-free and an income level that's able to support the average lifestyle, then it's not only possible, it's doable for anyone to become debt-free. In your example, John makes an average income, but as you can tell from his rent, he does live in a city that's not California or New York City, or else he's not gonna make it. But because of his cheap rent, his other budget is relatively loose. It's not that hard of a budget to follow because he's spending money. But even with that, he has managed to have $500 extra every month, or $6,000 a year. So before you plan your budget, you might think you're doing a good job with your money. But you're also always wondering why you don't have anything left at the end of the month. Just like when you aren't counting your calories and think you're doing a great job following a diet, but then wonder why the weight isn't coming off. It's because you aren't counting the calories. That little snack here or there, that can of Coke, maybe an extra donut here and there. Those small things that you thought were insignificant are what's pushing you over the top and the reason why you're not losing weight. And the same thing applies in finance. Not having a budget and spending money without a plan is why at the end of the month, you have no extra money and you're wondering why you don't. That Starbucks here, that new pair of shoes there, those nights out eating, while you might not think of them much individually, like, oh, it's just a Starbucks, $5. And before you know it, those extra spending could easily take you over the top. And now you're in a situation of never having enough money and your debts are keep on growing. And you're wondering why. Okay, so one last point I want to make in this video. Yes, the planning of the budget is very important. You're not going to make it without one. But what's even more important is to actually follow it. There is no point in budgeting $600 a month on food if you're going to keep on eating out every day and your weekly spending is over $300. There's no point in budgeting $100 a month on clothes if you don't stop impulsively buying $500 worth of clothes every other month whenever you go to the mall. As important as the budget is, without the will to follow it, it's going to render everything else pointless and just a waste of time. So before you even make your budget, be sure that the budget you make is manageable. It's something that you can actually follow. But then, of course, the point of the budget is to make a plan so you can spend more than what you earn. So if you're budgeting $5,000 a month and only make $4,000, then you got an issue. That's not gonna work. And if you're unwilling to change your $5,000 budget, then the only way to solve that is to get a job that pays you $6,000 a month, or hope you win the lottery before you have such a big debt that it's impossible to escape. Alright guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, subscribe, like, share, and leave me a comment on video topics for future videos. And like always, thank you for watching and have an awesome life.